Hello everyone and welcome back. Today, we are diving deep into the darkest and most pivotal chapter of the Harry Potter saga yet, the sixth book, Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. If you thought the stakes were high before, get ready, because everything is about to change. So grab your wands, and let's unravel the secrets of this incredible story. The wizarding world is in turmoil. The Ministry of Magic has finally admitted that Lord Voldemort has returned, and fear is spreading like wildfire. Death Eaters are causing chaos, kidnapping people, and even destroying major landmarks like the Brockdale Bridge in the Muggle world. The sense of dread is palpable from the very first page. We see this firsthand when Narcissa Malfoy, desperate to protect her son Draco, visits Severus Snape at his home on Spinner's End. Accompanied by her sister, the terrifying Bellatrix Lestrange, Narcissa begs Snape to help Draco with a dangerous task assigned by Voldemort. In a shocking moment, Snape makes an unbreakable vow, promising to protect Draco and carry out the task himself if Draco fails. This scene sets a sinister tone and leaves us questioning Snape's true loyalties more than ever before. Meanwhile, Harry is waiting impatiently at the Dursleys for Professor Dumbledore to arrive. When he does, it's not just to escort Harry to the Weasleys' home, the Burrow. Dumbledore has a mission for Harry. First, they make a detour to convince a former Hogwarts professor, Horace Slughorn, to return to teaching potions. Slughorn is a bit of a socialite who loves collecting famous and talented students, and Dumbledore knows he's the key to unlocking a crucial piece of information about Voldemort. Harry, being the famous boy who lived, is the perfect bait, and Slughorn, despite his initial reluctance, can't resist the allure of having Harry in his Slug Club. With Slughorn secured, Harry is finally reunited with Ron and Hermione at the Burrow, where they enjoy a brief, peaceful summer before heading back to Hogwarts. Once at school, things feel different. The security is tighter, and the happy-go-lucky atmosphere has been replaced with a sense of anxiety. As predicted, Professor Slughorn takes over as the new potions master, while Professor Snape finally gets the job he's always wanted, defense against the dark arts. This is a huge development, and Harry, Ron, and Hermione are deeply disturbed by it. How could Dumbledore trust Snape with this position, especially now? In his first potions class with Slughorn, Harry finds himself without a textbook. He borrows a used one from the cupboard and discovers it's filled with handwritten notes, tips, and even new spells created by its previous owner, who calls himself the Half-Blood Prince. Thanks to the prince's brilliant annotations, Harry, who was previously average at potions, suddenly becomes a star student, much to Hermione's annoyance. He excels in every class, even winning a small vial of Felix Felicis, or liquid luck, for brewing a perfect draft of living death. Harry becomes reliant on the prince's book, using its advice to navigate tricky potion making and even discovering a dark spell, Sectum Sempra, scribbled in the margins. But schoolwork isn't the only thing on Harry's mind. Dumbledore has started giving Harry private lessons. These aren't your typical magic lessons though. Using his pensieve, Dumbledore shows Harry memories he has collected about Tom Riddle's past. They journey through Voldemort's lonely childhood at a Muggle orphanage, his time at Hogwarts where he was already showing signs of cruelty and a thirst for power, and his early years after graduation. The goal of these lessons is to understand the enemy. Dumbledore explains that to defeat Voldemort, they must first understand his weaknesses and, most importantly, the secret to his immortality. This leads them to the most critical memory of all, one belonging to Professor Slughorn. However, the memory is tampered with. In it, a young Tom Riddle asks Slughorn about a piece of dark magic, but at the crucial moment, the memory goes foggy and silent. Dumbledore tasks Harry with obtaining the real, unaltered memory from Slughorn, revealing that it holds the key to Voldemort's downfall. Harry tries multiple times to get the memory, but Slughorn is terrified and ashamed of what he revealed. The pressure mounts on Harry, as Dumbledore insists this is the most important thing he will do all year. Throughout the school year, Harry also becomes obsessed with the idea that Draco Malfoy has become a Death Eater and is plotting something inside the castle. He notices Draco acting secretively, disappearing from the Marauders' map, and looking stressed and ill. Ron and Hermione think Harry is being paranoid, but Harry is convinced Draco is up to no good, even suspecting him of being behind two cursed objects that nearly kill Katie Bell and Ron. He spends much of his time stalking Draco, trying to figure out what he's doing in the Room of Requirement. This obsession culminates in a brutal duel in a bathroom where Harry, in a moment of panic, uses the Sectum Sempra spell from the Half-Blood Prince's textbook on Draco, causing deep, bleeding gashes. Horrified by what he's done, and with Snape arriving to heal Draco with a counter curse, Harry finally realizes the dark nature of the prince's magic and decides to hide the book. The personal lives of our favorite trio also get incredibly complicated this year. Ron starts dating Lavender Brown, making Hermione intensely jealous and leading to a major falling out between them. Harry, meanwhile, finally realizes he has feelings for Ginny Weasley, who is dating Dean Thomas. It's a year full of teenage angst, awkwardness, and unspoken emotions, adding a very human layer to the looming darkness. Eventually, after Ron and Lavender break up and Harry and Ginny finally get together after a triumphant Quidditch match, it feels like a small, bright moment of happiness in a darkening world. With time running out, Harry decides to use his vial of liquid luck to get the memory from Slughorn. Under the influence of the Felix Felicis, a seemingly random series of events leads him to Hagrid's hut for the funeral of Aragog, the giant spider. On his way, he bumps into Professor Slughorn. The combination of the luck potion, some heartfelt conversation, and a bit of wine at the funeral finally convinces Slughorn to give Harry the true memory. Rushing to Dumbledore's office, they watch it together. The memory reveals that Tom Riddle asked Slughorn about Horcruxes, objects in which a wizard can hide a piece of their soul to achieve immortality. And not just one Horcrux. Riddle was interested in splitting his soul into 7 parts. Dumbledore confirms Harry's horrified suspicion. Voldemort created multiple Horcruxes, and as long as they exist, he cannot be killed. Dumbledore reveals they have already destroyed one Tom Riddle's diary from the Chamber of Secrets. Another, a ring belonging to Voldemort's grandfather. Dumbledore destroyed himself, but not before being cursed by it, which is why his hand is blackened and withered. Dumbledore believes he has located another Horcrux and asks Harry to accompany him to retrieve it. Before they leave, Harry, worried about Draco and Snape, gives the rest of his Felix Felicis to Ron, Hermione, and Ginny, telling them to patrol the corridors. He also makes Dumbledore promise he will come back to Hogwarts. They apparate to a dark cave by the sea, a place Voldemort visited as a child. Inside, they face a series of terrifying magical obstacles. To reach the Horcrux, which is in a basin of potion, Dumbledore must drink the entire vial liquid. The potion causes him immense pain and agony, and Harry has to force-feed it to him as he begs for it to stop. Once it's empty, Harry retrieves the locket from the bottom of the basin. A weakened Dumbledore needs water, but as Harry tries to get some from the lake, he is attacked by inferi reanimated corpses hidden beneath the surface. Dumbledore, mustering his last bit of strength, creates a massive firestorm to drive them back, and they escape the cave. They return to Hogsmeade, only to see the dark mark hovering over Hogwarts. They fly to the top of the astronomy tower, where a severely weakened Dumbledore tells Harry to hide and not interfere, no matter what happens. Just as Harry conceals himself under his invisibility cloak, Draco Malfoy appears, disarming Dumbledore. Draco reveals his mission. Voldemort ordered him to kill Dumbledore. But as Draco hesitates, it's clear he's terrified and doesn't want to do it. Several Death Eaters, including the vicious Fenrir Greyback, arrive in the tower, having been let into the castle by Draco through a vanishing cabinet. They urge Draco to finish the job, but he can't. Then, Severus Snape arrives. Dumbledore, looking at Snape, quietly pleads, "Severus, please." Snape raises his wand and casts the killing curse. Avada Kedavra. A jet of green light hits Dumbledore, and he falls from the tower to his death below. The entire wizarding world is shattered. In the ensuing chaos, Harry chases a fleeing Snape, who effortlessly deflects all of Harry's spells. In a final, devastating confrontation, Snape reveals the truth that Harry used his own spells against him, before shouting, "I am the Half-Blood Prince," and disappearing. The school, and indeed the entire wizarding world, mourns the loss of its greatest champion. The book ends with Dumbledore's funeral, a somber and beautiful ceremony attended by hundreds. Harry makes a difficult decision. He breaks up with Ginny, knowing that being with him puts her in danger. He then tells Ron and Hermione that he won't be returning to Hogwarts for his 7th year. His path is now clear. He must find and destroy the remaining Horcruxes, the ones Dumbledore started searching for. And in a final, heartwarming display of loyalty, Ron and Hermione declare that they're coming with him. The Half-Blood Prince is a gut-wrenching, game-changing book that perfectly sets the stage for the final showdown. It's a story about loss of innocence, the burden of destiny, and the incredible power of friendship. The light of Dumbledore may have been extinguished, but the hope he placed in Harry burns brighter than ever.